What a Premier League weekend. Football is back. Man United stunned by Hull City. Tottenham got absolutely battered by Brentford. Brighton put 4 past Aston Villa and Unai Emery. Liverpool needed a 99th minute penalty to rescue a point against Newcastle. And Chelsea survived a 5-goal thriller at Craven Cottage, Fulham. The Premier League is officially back, and week 1 has already given us plenty to talk about. Welcome to Beyond the Weekend, a brand new show here on Beyond the Finish Line. Every week, I'm going to go through every single Premier League game of the weekend, looking at results, key stats, standout performance, and most importantly, giving you my opinion on what's actually happened on the weekend. We'll go through every single game one by one. And at the end of the show, I'll be giving you player of the weekend, team of the weekend, flop of the weekend, and the moment of the weekend. And I want you to all be involved throughout the show. Let me know your opinions in the comments, whether you agree or disagree with my opinions. We've got 10 games to go through, so no messing around. Let's bring you Premier League results. Let's get into the Beyond the Weekend for the fans, by the fans. Let's go. We'll start with Arsenal. So these are all the results of the weekend. Arsenal won. Hull won against Man United. Some. This is some results that you could not predict. For example, Ipswich beating Sunderland, Man United beating Hull, Nottingham Forest beating Leeds, and Brentford absolutely smashing Aston Villa. Let's get straight into Arsenal against Coventry. Havertz, Saka, and Odegaard scored for Arsenal. Arsenal looked convincing. They look strong. They've had a lot of players out. They're playing at home in front of 60,000. Let's look at their lineups. Lewis Skelly being linked with Man United. He played in midfield. You got who's gonna play with centre back with Gabriel Mosquera. Ben White had a good game, but Odegaard, this is the man of the match. He really stood out. Scored a goal as a captain and only played 76 minutes. Bukayo Saka was fit enough to start. Christian Tusali's come from Club Brugge. I'm telling you, this player is the player to watch for Arsenal this season. He played really well. Carlo Fury gave an assist. Ben White, he gave an assist. So Arsenal played well. Let's look at the stats. Arsenal had 64% of the possession, had 20 shots, 6 on target, scored 3 goals. Coventry had 1 big chance, only had 4 shots on target, only had 36 thingy. I expected Arsenal to beat Coventry convincingly. Odegaard was man of the match. I thought Arsenal were gonna sell Odegaard really, but they didn't. He's still the captain. He's still there. There were 21 fouls in this game. Brentford didn't really give anything. Really, didn't really do anything at all. Look at that. More sprints, more distance covered, more shots, double the pass rate. Convincing. More duel won. Arsenal, I'm telling you, Arsenal will be champions at the end of the Premier League season. They bought Konza just to shake up the defense. They've got 8 defenders throughout 4 positions. So they're completely stuck. Look at their bench. Let's look at their bench. Zubimendi, Noni, Eze, Miko Mourinho. Look at the bench. Victor Gyökeres didn't even come on. You know what? I would be really, really angry if I was Victor Gyökeres. Last season, top scorer, and didn't get on the first game of the season. Now we're going to look at Everton. Hull City against Man United. The shock of the weekend. Hull City played really well. Very, very well. They looked hungry. Oli McBurney, he was the man. He was the main man. Oli McBurney, ex-Sheffield United player. Every single time they were whipping the crosses in, and Maguire and Heavens couldn't not control Oli McBurney. They played wing backs as well. Egan in defence. Ayew and Mendy. They paid a lot of money for Mendy. But my man of the match was the goalkeeper. He made a lot of saves. Let's look at the stats. Look how many shots. They had 72 possession. They had 21 shots and 5 on target. And he had some very good saves, the goalkeeper of Hull City. Man United got beat by 2 set pieces. I think there were 1 free kick. The first goal was a corner. Bang. And the second goal might have been a set piece also. Let me just double check. Throw in. Yeah, it was 2 set pieces that Man United could not deal with. I'm very, very surprised because Maguire is very good in the air. They need to change their midfield because the midfield is getting overrun. They can't have Tielemans and Santos in midfield. They need to. I'm very surprised that Kobe Mainoo wasn't there. And he probably came on after 67th minute. But they played Doku left wing, not really a left winger. And McBoma up top. They played Cunha. Can you believe that? They didn't even play. Uh, they they had to play Cunha because I think Benjamin Sesko's there. So I don't understand why didn't they play Marcus Rashford or Benjamin Sesko up front. Why did they play Cunha? I don't get it. They tried to hit a whole City on the counter. They need to get a left winger. They were linked with Luke Hall. Luke Shaw is completely finished. And Heaven is a young boy. I don't expect him to do a lot. But the goal, there could have been a lot more. It could have been 3 or 4-0. But Lemons made a couple of saves. But shout out to Hull City, man. First game, first win. Everyone expected them to get relegated. Everyone. Every single pundit, every single player, every single person on the street expects Hull City to get relegated. But they beat Man United in the first game at home. They're gonna be tough on set pieces, and if they let Oli McBurney dominate the air, as I said on my season preview, Hull City will score a lot of goals by either McBurney heading it in or McBurney controlling the ball and letting other players play from him. A proper number 9, a hold up player like Clint Wood from Nottingham Forest. So the player that played poorest is Doku. Played really poor. Tielemans were nowhere to be seen. Santos was alright. And Bioma always works hard. But every single time, all we're getting them crosses in for Oli McBurney. So Michael Crowder needs to change some things. He needs a defensive midfield. The Brighton boy will be that glue in midfield, exactly the same as Liverpool. So I expect Man United to improve. Let's look at their bench. Joshua Shirski, he's gonna leave. Leno Euro, he didn't start. Lisandro Martinez, I expect him to start. But I expect I don't know why he played Doku, the left wing, when he can play Marcus Rashford. Benjamin Sesko needs to play before Kunye. But it's easy to imagine getting dropped for a midfielder. That just is wild. Oh, as Man United will do better. A bad performance away. You expect that of Man United. First game of the season, they didn't look great. They looked soft. They were getting bullied all over the pitch. And now teams know in the Premier League, if you want to bully Man United, you have to get at them. You have to be physical. You have to put the ball in the box, and they will crumble. Our next game, Everton against Crystal Palace. Dewsbury Hall played behind Barry. You know what? This game was interesting. I expected Crystal Palace to do a lot more, especially under Pierre Saga. But David Moyes is experienced. He put Dewsbury Hall behind Barry to give him a lot of legs. So Hackett always has played well for Everton last season. Brentford, he played well 2 seasons ago. Last season, he picked up a lot of injuries. Benjamin Iliman Njai, he's been linked with Al Ahly. I don't expect him to be at Everton next weekend. But you know what he's done? He knuckled down and had a good performance against Crystal Palace. But Dewsbury Hall is man of the match for me. He scored a goal. He scored the first goal, and the second score Barry scored. He looked dangerous. Full of energy. Normally he plays on the left wing, but he had full of energy. He was strong. Look at Adam Walton and Kamada, the new striker. And Ketia should have scored that goal. In the first 30 minutes, Crystal Palace should have been 2 up. John Philip Mateta had a chance, should have scored, and Nketiah had a chance. The goalkeeper Pickford made a save, and then from then on, Everton just took over. Let's see how many shots they had. Possession. Crystal Palace had a lot of possession at Hell Dickens Stadium. It's not a Goodison Park no more. But Everton had more shots, total shots, had more shots on target, had more touches in the opponent half. But like I said, Crystal Palace had 4 big chances. They should have scored 2 goals. The manager should be happy with it because the Crystal Palace covered a lot of distance, but Everton had more sprints and number of sprints. So they both had 4 shots on targets. Crystal Palace had more passes because of Adam Walton, but Everton just needed 2 goals to win this game. Very good start for Everton and David Moyes. I expect him to do well this season. Couple of more signings, and they'll probably finish in the Europa League. So we're going to go on to the next game. Ipswich against Sunderland. I expected Sunderland to beat Ipswich, if I tell you the truth. I expected Crystal Palace to beat Everton. So that's 2 results that I didn't expect. Emilson and Clark in the 90th minute to win for Ipswich Town at home. So let's look at the stats first. Sunderland had all the possessions. They had 11 shots altogether, 4 on target. Ipswich had 10 shots, 3 goals on target. They both had 2 big chances. Who were the man of the match? Elmilson scored a goal. The number 10, Enkiso, created one. Very disappointed with Bobby and Shaka. Should have played a lot better, especially Bobby this game. For his first game of the season, I expect Sunderland to stay up. A lot of pundits are saying Sunderland might go down Munir from Thomas Munir from Atletico Madrid and Belgium. He played right back. So a very, very good performance by Ipswich. They got the 3 points at home. And hopefully Gary O'Neill will build on this. Akpom is back from Ajax. He played for them last season. And Casey McAteer, he came on as well. And Jack Clark scored a 90th minute winner. Snatch all 3 points. So this was a very, very good game. It was end to end. But Brian Bobby should have done a lot better. Who have Ipswich got next? They've got Man United next. Sunderland got Fulham. So that'll be interesting. Sunderland need the points. Now we're going to Nottingham Forest Leeds. I expected Nottingham Forest to win. Under the old Crystal Palace manager. It was the Leeds won by Antonio Stacic. Late free kick on the 88th minute. Nottingham Forest, as I said, I expected them to win. They had more possession, more shots, more touches on opponent half. Ole Aina might have got sent off on the 18th minute. They had to go to VAR to double check if it wasn't a straight red. Man of the match, the guy that scored a free kick on the 88th minute. Thatch. Sangari played well. Ole Aina played well after his yellow card. They're playing a completely different system here. They're playing 3 at the back and 2 wing backs, Nico Williams and Ole Aina, bombing down. Ampadu, he played all right. James Trafford played really well. He kept the clean sheet. Chris Wood came on. He had one big chance, couldn't score. Who are Nottingham Forest's next game? Away at Liverpool. Leeds will play Brentford at home. So I expect Leeds to lose against Brentford and Liverpool to win against Nottingham Forest. But I'll give you all of that on the week 2 review. So a good 3 points for Leeds. Didn't expect that away at the City Ground at Saturday 3 p.m. Now we're going to go to Brentford Tottenham. Brentford battered Tottenham 3-0. Lewis Potter, Janelle and Cody, 49 minutes. Humiliated Robert De Zerbi. What was the lineup like? How did they play? Jaleta, he was the man of the match in midfield. Sangari, what a signing by Brentford. Absolutely amazing. Tiago, he scores the goals. Mr. Pelt. Now how bad it is? Brentford could miss a penalty and still win 4-0. Tottenham were absolutely disastrous. Playing Gallagher behind Carlson doesn't have the legs for it. Tonali was nowhere. Van Hecker was nowhere. Sensi, Robertson. They played Gray. I can't believe Gray was the captain. Wow. Crazy. 20 years old and is the captain. That shows you. Distance covered. Who covered the most distance in this game? Gallet. So, very, very, very bad performance by Derby and Tottenham after spending all that money on players and they lose against Brentford. Absolutely shocking. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. He didn't play Madison. He didn't start. I don't know why he didn't start Madison, Bentacore, Matthew Fernandez. He put them all on the bench. Dominic Solanke. Should have started all of them, but he didn't. He had only 4 shots on target throughout the whole game. Absolutely shocking by Tottenham. I expect him to win this game convincingly, but they didn't. So Tottenham, who are Tottenham playing next? Tottenham will be playing Charlton at EFL Cup, and Leeds will be playing Brentford. That's going to be a good game on Sunday, 2 p.m. Brighton against Aston Villa. I expected Umar Emre and Aston Villa to play really, really well in this game. Brighton battered them. I don't even think Aston Villa had a shot on target. 6 total shots. Let's look at the lineup. 4 goals by Lindelof on goal. The Coupery is Belgium and Hilsofeth. Man of the match performance by that midfielder. He was amazing in midfield. And 9 out of 10 performance. Ayari played really well in the World Cup for Sweden. Verbruggen, Dutch #1 goalkeeper. You know what? Brighton keep on bringing in players after players. Garnacho came on. Lama Bocharda. Tyrone Mings still there. The bench, the new signing, Sion Suzuki, who played in goal. Bisato, he won't be playing in goal in the next game. Tottenham, Aston Villa just got overrun. Umar Emre doesn't have the out-and-out striker. Ollie Watkins said he didn't want to play this game. They were playing 2 slow players up front. Ross Barkley and Bundia. Very, very slow. I don't know why he didn't just play Garnacho up front. Or Edwards. I don't know why, but that's Umar Emre. He needs a lot of new signings because he lost a lot of players. Torres and Lindelof, centre back. Ian Matheson, left back. Matty Cash, always reliable, right back. Their right bit is strong. John McGinn, and Matty Cash. But the transition phase for Umar Emre and Aston Villa, they lost their goalkeeper. They lost their centre back, Ezri Konza. They'll be losing Ollie Watkins. Who else have they lost? They lost a couple of other players. Sold them on. Oh, yeah. The kid in midfield for Chelsea now. Morgan Rogers. So they need to invest. Otherwise, they will have these performances every single good game. Against Brighton, against Bournemouth, against all these teams that normally do not beat Aston Villa will beat Aston Villa this season. If they don't spend well in the transfer market, Umar Emre will be in trouble this season. But I expect him to do it right. Man City left it late. Have they got the spirit back? Are they going to go on a run, stay undefeated at the Etihad Stadium for like a year or two? Gahey, 84th minute. Carverdale, 91st minute. They've not lost. They've not lost the game yet at the Etihad for a very, very long time. Enzo Maresca's first home game. Ryan Searchy changed the game when he came on. Tavernier scored the first goal. Let's look at the lineup and how they played. I can't believe they played Gahey in midfield. Anderson came off injured. They played Kusanov. In 3 years' time, he will replace Virgil van Dijk as the best Premier League player. Defender, sorry. Playing Carverdale, left back. He plays left back, right back. He plays centre back. Tomato. But you know what I can't believe? They played Mark Gahey in midfield. This Maresca is going to get sacked, I'm telling you. How can he play O'Reilly behind Haaland when he got Ryan Searchy on the bench? Disrespectful. I think that's pure disrespectful. Phil Foden on the right. This guy is not going to do nothing on the wing. Marmoush didn't want to play. They didn't put him on. Did you see? Or and or the kid that went to Tottenham, he said he was ill. Uh, both didn't play because they're both going to sell him to Tottenham. But Ryan Cherky changed the game when he came on 63rd minute for Elliot Anderson. He put O'Reilly in centre midfield and with Cherky with Haaland, and he just changed the game. Ryan Cherky, I expect him to at least have 13. Last season, he had 13 or 14 assists. I expect him to at least have 14 assists this season. Look at the 19 touches, 4 big chances created, 2 assists. 63 minutes he came on the 63 minute and changed the game for Man City. Ryan didn't play well. Clavert were right. Evan Nielsen, he gave an assist to Tavernier. Tavernier always seems to score. Scott, Alex Scott, 57 touches, 23. Alex Scott, I expect him to stay. I expect Ryan to stay this season for him. But Marco Rose, Daniel Jefferson, I expected him to start in front of Evan Nielsen. I don't know why. Got a couple of goals in the preseason game. But Man City are looking forward to get Enzo Fernandez. They're trying to get a couple of other players. They were linked with one Brazilian winger from Brazil. So Man City needs a couple of midfielders. Ayub Boadi will come also. But they say Mark Gay will man of the match. But I think it's Ryan Cherky. Assist two goals. So who had Man City got next? Man City have got Crystal Palace on Friday at 8 p.m. And Everton got Bournemouth on Saturday 3 p.m. But this will be a good game. Bournemouth against Everton. I expect Bournemouth to beat City against Palace. City don't look the same. I mean, Crystal Palace don't look the same. They're missing their old manager. Now we're going to my team, Liverpool Football Club against Newcastle. It was a bad performance by Liverpool. Bad performance. It was Sunday, 4 p.m. Super Sunday. Alanga scored inside 5 minutes on the counter. Gakpo equalised. Willock gave Newcastle the lead again. And Szoboszlai had the 99th minute penalty. And he scored. You know who was the man of the match for me in this game? Whistle. Whistle was the man of the match for me. Lewis Hall, second. Lewis Hall played really well. He had Engamora on toast and Victor Nunes. But he made the final mistake right at the end. And that cost Newcastle 2 points. Because Liverpool looked weak in midfield. Gravenberg and Szoboszlai were down here. Florian Wirtz, he got substituted after 63 minutes. There's a lot of problems at Liverpool. They need a left back. Milan Kerkez against Elanga first goal. Milan Kerkez got absolutely destroyed on Sunday. It was Elanga against Kerkez for Elanga's first goal. He absolutely paced him and scored. It was a good finish. I've always rated Elanga. He did not have a very good season last season, but this season I expect him to kick on. He will be Newcastle star player, Anthony Elanga, and Harvey Barnes on the left wing. Whistle played something different. You know what? Shout out to the manager, man. Matthias Jalesli. He did something different. He just waited for Liverpool for them to hit Liverpool on the counter attack. They just sat deep. Liverpool could not break their defense and couldn't create no chances. The goal, the equalizer, the first goal, Goldie Gakpo. He came and shot from far, and that was a goal. Goldie Gakpo was Liverpool's best player. Kirkes was Liverpool's worst player, completely. Not even Allison, it was Kirkes. Rio and Gamora doesn't fit right wing. He shouldn't play right wing. He should stay on the bench. But Florian Wirtz, he was the second worst player. Didn't create nothing. Didn't do nothing. Let's look at it. 43 touches. Look at it. Should have been here. Not right wing, not left wing. Should have been playing right in the middle. But this tactic only works if Gravenberg or Soboslai get the ball to him. But at the moment, Gravenberg, the first goal was Gravenberg's mistake, lost the ball. I think the second goal might have been also Gravenberg's mistake, and he lost the ball. But Liverpool got hit by 2 counterattacks, 2 goals. This guy was the man. Johan Wieser. He played behind the striker, and he was running. Look at him. 1 chance created, 1 shot on target, 3 shots on target. Created a goal. Jacob, you know what I liked about the manager? Matthijsen, the minute Liverpool equalised, he put on Jacob Ramsey, Joseph Willock, Joe Willock, straight, double change, and then he scored a goal straight from there. The best player on Liverpool's bench was Victor Muniz. He got the penalty and he kept on driving at Lewis Hall. But Lewis Hall kept on defending well and making sure Victor Muniz couldn't do nothing. He might nick a little corner or it might go out. But right at the end, Lewis Hall lost concentration and tripped over Victor Muniz, and Liverpool had a penalty. And that got converted by Dominic Soboslai. Cool as cucumber. What we've got to speak about is that if I was Isaac, I'm going to my old club. It's last minute penalty. I'll pick up that ball and try and see if I could score that penalty. I know Dominic Soboslai is one of the best penalty takers and dead ball specialists in the Premier League. But I've not had a very good game against my old team. I'm getting booed all the time. Let me be the one. Let me be the one, and let me get 1 point for my team, and let me be the headline, and let me get my goal for Liverpool, and let me get my season started. That's what I would have done if I was Isaac, but he bottled it, fortunately. Monday Night Football, 8 o'clock. It was Fulham against Chelsea at Craven Cottage. João Pedro, Rodgers, and Palmer. In the first half, 3 goals. Lethal partnership. This might be the most lethal partnership in the Premier League. I like the way Xavi Alonso set up Chelsea. They played 3 centre-backs, 2 wing-backs, and 3 up front. Look at it. I'm really gonna watch João Pedro this season because a lot of people were raving about him last season. So look how Chelsea lined up. They need to get rid of the goalkeeper. They need a new goalkeeper. Lacrosse, very good player. Joshua Akipong, he was linked to Liverpool. Levi Colwill, always injured, but when he does, he plays really well. 3 at the back. Cusado, right back. He might be leaving before the transfer window. Gerald Hatta, ex-Ajax player. The youngest captain for Ajax. Gerald Hatta, good player. Lavia, can't get fit. Roman Lavia can't get fit. He got to replace 60 minutes. James, same story. Can never get fit captain. But look at these 3. They just finished Fulham in the first half. João Pedro, Palmer, and Rodgers. Palmer and Rodgers used to play for England on the 16s. And I think they used to play for Man City also. Let me just double check. I think so. So they've got that chemistry. Good friends. They copy the same, and there you go, Man City. There you go. Play that Man City. Same youth. So they know each other really well. Palmer and Rogers, good friends. Created the same. Rogers actually had the celebration. Cole Palmer copied it and trademarked it. Who played well at Fulham? No, Garcia. He looked Gonzalez Garcia from Real Madrid. He looked a fox in a box. Got his goal. King, Josh King, 19. You know what? He's highly rated this kid, Josh King. So I'm gonna see how he is this season because I'll be watching a lot more of Fulham. Oh, Alex Owobi are watching it live. He always looks decent. Always looking to move the ball, get the ball. Sanderberg played really well. I think Fulham will stay up. Kastangi, he scored the goal. Bird Leno, Robinson, American Antonio Robinson, American left back. You know what? Ryan Session came on after 73rd minute. Kevin, they really look. They're saying this young boy Kevin, 23 years old, is highly rated. Kevin. Enzo Fernandez came on. Pedro Neto came on, and Estaval or Xavi Alonso. I expect Xavi Alonso to do well. I expect him to win game after game after game. He's got his tactic now. They'll probably get more players in. Uh, he's looking at defense first. These players will tuck back when they don't have the ball, and these two DMs. So they're letting these three do whatever they want. They don't need to defend because they've already got two holding midfielders and five back. Or they need to get rid of Sanchez because he's a liability. Look at that. They're hitting teams on the counter 62% Fulham, 38 Chelsea, 14 shots for Fulham, 6 on target, 18 shots, 6 on target, more touches in the box, bigger chances. That all comes from, look at the distance covered. They're running. They're sprinting now under Xavi Alonso. Less accuracy. It's just counter attack. We're going to sit back, but we know we've got these three boys up front. And they'll be just hitting teams on the counter attack. Bang, bang. I think there was 3 chances, 3 goals. Pedro, Rogers, and Palmer. 3 chances, 3 goals. So that's all the Premier League games on game week 1. Now we're going to go into the player of the weekend. This is the awards. BTFL Player of the Weekend. My nominees is Jack Hisselworth for Brighton. 2 goals for Brighton to destroy Aston Villa 4-0. Ryan Shirky coming off the bench to produce 2 assists to change Man City's match. Paul Palmer, another goal, another big performance for Chelsea. But my player of the weekend is Jack Hisselworth. 2 goals, massive performance. Brighton won 4-0, an easy decision. Team of the week now. This was between Hull, Brentford, Brighton. Hull beat Man United. Brighton smashed Tottenham. Brentford smashed Tottenham. But I've give it to Brighton. They won 4-0 against Uma Emre's team, Aston Villa. 4 goals inside 31 minutes. Can you believe that? Over 70% possession, complete dominant performance. And Villa didn't even have a shot on target. So the team of the weekend is Brighton. Flop of the weekend. Now this is going to be difficult. Will it be Man United losing to Hull City? Will it be Tottenham getting smashed 3-0 by Brentford? Or will it be Aston Villa losing 4-0? But my flop of the weekend is Tottenham. Not because they just lost, it's how they lost. 26 shots Brentford had. 4 expected goals conceded. Brentford even missed a penalty. This performance was nowhere good enough. They spent so much money on midfield and they got overrun. So Tottenham are the flop of the weekend. Now we're gonna go to the moment of the weekend. And we have to go with Szoboszlai. The 99th minute penalty against Newcastle at St James's Park in front of all them Geordies to draw. All the pressure was on him and he scored the goal convincingly. He's an amazing set piece player. That is all for Beyond the Weekend. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. We'll be doing the show every single weekend beyond the weekend. For every single Premier League game we'll be reviewing. Thank you for getting this far. It is another one. Let's go and see you next week.